Okay, here to talk to you about Maths Program for Remote Learning 2.0. Step 1. So our step 1 is to actually do our pre-test on the essential assessment, and this will establish our learning plan. On essential assessment, you'll go in, you'll start your pre-test, and you'll complete about 20 questions. If you don't know the answer, it's important to click I don't know so that you're not guessing, because if you guess correct, you're not assigned the learning that you actually need to do. Once you finish your My Learning task, your pre-test, it'll come up with this. It'll tell you what your learning plan is, your goals, and how to actually then complete work on My Numeracy. This is the one that you need to find out what your learning plan is. So according to this is the one that I already knew how to do, but this is the one that I could not do. So these are the codes that are important, because that's what we now transfer onto our Google Classroom. Okay, step 2, colour code your Google Classroom assignment to guide your learning. In my Google Classroom, I load my Google assignment. It might look a little bit different on student view, but not too much different. So then I know when I go back there, these are the ones that I do not have to do. So I'm going to highlight those all in a different colour because it told me that I could do that. And I'm going to go up to paint it and paint it a dark colour. That's what I don't have to do. Okay, so the ones that I did have to do were these 2. 3 if I can actually handle it. Here's where the choice comes into it. So this is very sequential. These first 2 columns, and the headings are up the top here. So the first 2 columns the first one is the videos that we created via YouTube. And these ones are videos and tasks through Maths Online. This is where we recommend to go to first. Then we've got a choice on, so that's how we learn the skill. Then how to practice the skill. We either do the task on Maths Online, the task on Maths Space, or the task on My Numeracy. These ones are worksheets and answers if we really hate using the computer. So with these are the ones that I want to be able to do. I want to highlight these in yellow. Okay, if I click directly on these, that will take me to that YouTube clip. If I click directly on these, that will take me directly to the Maths Online lesson. So just to show you, as long as your username and password is already stored in, it will take me directly to the video. And once I watch that video, so I can play, I can pause. If I choose to do the questions via Maths Online, I just go to questions and start those questions. Okay, so that's an example of that one. If I want to do Maths Space, I can just click on that. That also should take me directly in, as long as I've got my passwords programmed into it. So same again, this is the lesson, which is more examples. And there's the question. That's the teacher view for the questions, but you will have those questions. If I want to do the My Numeracy one, I just go back and do onto my essential assessment and do it that way. Teachers can go into these programs to find out what tasks that you have done and even what percentage you've got. But let's say if you watched this video and did that task, I'd really like to be able to highlight that and say, yep, green, I've done that, I now know how to do it. And then you might go, I just want to do a final check over here. Same again, highlight it in green, and then we'll know that's sort of what you've done. You can choose your colour as long as we can see which ones you've done. Step 3, post-test on essential assessment to see what your learning growth is. Just a reminder for when you actually are looking at your learning program. These are the 2 that are great for starting off, for actually finding out what the skills are that you need. Any of these ones can be used to practice those skills, and the My Numeracy one's good for a final check, because then that keeps a record going of how everything's gone for that unit. Okay, to post-test, you go into the unit of work that you're doing, so number and algebra, financial maths, and then you click on that post-assessment and off you go.